JOB, back with another installment of Animated Television History Tour. And today, we're going to be talking about the Hanna-Barbera new cartoon series, or the new Hanna-Barbera cartoon series, or the Wally Gator show. Depending on whether you grew up with the show under one of those names, it's all pretty much the same thing. It's an animated syndicated package show that had 3 specific animated segments in it. Wally Gator, Touché Turtle and Dum Dum, and Lippy and Hardy. And we'll get to each of those right about now. Now, the show ran for 52 episodes with 3 segments each. 1 Wally Gator, 1 Lippy and Hardy, and 1 Touché Turtle, from September 3rd, 1962 to August the 26th of the following year. Now, each individual cartoon segment had its own opening theme and its own closing title. But the only ones that I'm familiar with are Wally Gator and Lippy and Hardy. Now, Wally Gator is, as you would expect from the name, a walking, talking alligator, and Lippy and Hardy are a lion and hyena duo. In fact, Hardy's full name is Hardy Har Har the Hyena, and he's a bit of a downer, let's just say. He always looks on the wrong side of things, while Lippy tries to look on the bright side. The only characters that I'm not too familiar with, or at least a teeny bit familiar with, are Touché Turtle and Dum Dum. Now, I've only seen a couple episodes of Touché and Dum Dum, but what I do know is that Touché was voiced by the same guy, I think it's the same guy, who played Mr. Smee in Peter Pan. And he would also go on to do an episode of Tom and Jerry, where he would play Tom's fraidy cat cousin, who was ultimately afraid of mice. But that's a whole nother story. But anyway, back to the Wally Gator show. Now, the title, the new Hanna-Barbera cartoon series, was a bit of an off-screen promotional title to distinguish this package show from other Hanna-Barbera shows like Rough and Ready, Huckleberry Hound, and Yogi, all of which had been bridge animation between the cartoons. Those were the only ones available at the time, so they decided to go with the title, the new Hanna-Barbera cartoon series. Now, here's an example. WGN Channel 9 in Chicago, and hello to all my Chicago viewers out there who grew up watching that channel, ran the 3 segments in a half-hour time slot under the name Wally Gator. Over in New York on WPIX-TV, also known as Channel 11 over in New York, and hello to all of my New York viewers, they originally used the segments for a local series called Cartoon Zoo, which featured Milt Ross as the host and zookeeper, with life-size cutouts of Wally, Touché, Dum Dum, Lippy, and Hardy in cages as a backdrop. Now, the package show was originally syndicated by Screen Gems, the TV division of Columbia Pictures, and the Hanna-Barbera studio was later purchased by Taft Broadcasting, which distributed the studio's product first through Taft HB program sales, and later through World Vision Enterprises. Over time, the studio regained control of many of its earlier productions and distributed them through World Vision as well. And the elements of the new Hanna-Barbera cartoon series were split up, with Wally Gator being a segment in Magilla Gorilla and Friends on the USA Network's Cartoon Express between 1987 and 1991. As for Touché and Lippy, they became part of another package show of cartoons aired on the Family Channel. And of course, if for any of you like me who are sort of not in tune with the recent events with Hanna-Barbera, after the purchase of the Hanna-Barbera library from Turner Entertainment, those shorts were later put on Cartoon Network and then Boomerang, and the rest is history. Now, you can easily find these cartoons separate online or maybe on a DVD or something. Well, mostly Wally and Lippy, because Touché has not yet been released by Warner Archive, though it was considered to be released soon after Wally and Lippy as of September 2019, but Warner Archive has yet to announce a release date. So I think the only way you can find episodes of Touché Turtle is by looking online, like on YouTube or on the ever-reliable Kim Cartoon, or the also ever-reliable Watch Cartoons Online. I think there you might be able to find some episodes of Touché and Dum Dum, along with Lippy and Hardy and Wally Gator. Now, like I said, I'm only familiar with Wally Gator and Lippy the Lion and Hardy Har Har, simply because I grew up watching a Hanna-Barbera compilation tape which featured many Hanna-Barbera characters. It included the Flintstones, Yogi Bear, Huckleberry Hound, Snagglepuss, and of course, Lippy and Hardy and Wally Gator. But in all seriousness, these cartoons are definitely worth revisiting if you're a big Hanna-Barbera fan. And I'm willing to bet that when that new Hanna-Barbera streaming device comes out, streaming service, if that new Hanna-Barbera streaming service comes along, the one that's not the Boomerang app, you just might be able to find Lippy, Wally, and Hardy waiting for you. Oh, and Touché, of course. Anyway, that'll wrap up this episode. Thanks so much for joining. Stay tuned for another episode, and until then, stay animated. This has been Animated Television History Tour, signing off.